is class 7 chemistry class, chapter number 1, session number 1. Title of chapter is matter and its composition. Theme of this chapter is in our surrounding different types of objects are found, such as stone, water, soil, sugar, air. Some of them have common characteristics in terms of state. Some are solid, some are gases, some are liquid. These states vary in their shape, volume and texture. All of these are made up of some material which have mass and they occupy space. In this chapter, we will study about these things in great detail. In this chapter, you will learn about definition of matter. Matter definition means mass and shape terms, explanation of these terms, composition of matter. Students of class 7, the learning outcomes of this chapter. It means that after going through the chapter, you will be able to describe the matter, discuss the constituents, atom and molecule of a matter, explain the forces which keeps them together. Now, students of class 7, I will request you to please follow the mouse cursor. I am highlighting the mouse cursor with yellow color so that you can go along the studies. Please follow the mouse cursor. I will also indicate the position of mouse cursor. Now going through the introduction point. When we look around us, we see different type of things such as water, soil, stones, minerals, plants, animals. We also see many type of other objects. Now these objects can be living objects or non-living objects. There are some natural things and some things are man-made. But one thing is common in all the living and non-living matters. Now the term arises matter. What do we actually mean by the matter? In fact, the food we eat, the cloth we wear, the books we read, the chair on which we sit, all are made up of different materials, and different materials have their different type of matter. In scientific term, matter is anything that has mass, occupies space and can be perceived by our senses. Perceived by our senses means ear, eye, skin or any other organ which gives us the sensation of being a material feeling. This means that matter is not only which can say or we can see, we can touch, we can feel, but there are some materials which we cannot see. Water, sugar, alcohol, milk, they all are matter because all of them have mass and they occupy space. Now, going through the definition, matter is certainly one thing which occupies space and has mass. If anything is there which has no mass, then that is not matter. If anything is there which does not occupy any space, then that is also not matter. Now question arises that matter of only one kind exists. Answer is no. There are different kinds of matter. A chair is made up of wood, which is different matter. A cup or bucket is made up of plastic, which is different matter. Now we will also see this box. A student try to answer these questions. Oral questions. You do not have to write this in your notebook. Name two objects made up of metal, wool, cloth, plastic, leather. We can say that metallic objects are bucket, metallic objects are vehicle seat. There are plastic materials also like pen, like bucket, like chair. So students, please look at this left hand side box and try to memorize some points in matter definition and try to answer these questions. Now students, we will go to activity number 1. please check your right hand side of the screen. This is activity number 1. Take a glass tumbler, fill its 1/3 with water, put a mark on the glass to measure the level of water. Now weight this on a balance. It means we will take the measurement of mass. Take some marble and put them into the glass of water one by one. After some times you will notice that water level start to rise and crosses the mark and rises. This is because marble occupy a space. In glass tumbler, water has already occupied some space, and after weighing the glass with marble, we will see that the total mass is greater than the previous mark. This proves that matter has mass and it also occupies space. Now water is also a matter and marble is also a matter. What is actually meant by mass? Student, please look in the right hand side of the screen. The quantity of matter that a body contains is known as its mass. The space occupied by a body is called volume. If we hold objects in our hand, then we can also feel its happening and its mass. Hold a book in your hand and you will see that it has some mass. Start with this activity number 2. Students, please follow the cursor. Take 2 identical glass tumblers, fill one with water, pour some more water into it. What do you observe? The extra water flows out of the tumbler because there is no more space left in it. This is because the water poured earlier has already occupied some volume space in the glass tumbler. Now place the empty tumbler and take a measuring balance. This is the balance. Now place the empty glass tumbler and one filled with water on 2 pans of the weighing balance. You can see here, this is empty glass and this is a glass with water. The pan with glass of water tilt to one side. It actually shows that the glass with water has more mass or more volume. Let us go to activity number 3, that is on left hand side of your screen. Take 2 similar balloons, blow them in with air. What do you observe? You will observe that shape of balloons changes. They became inflated because air inside the volume occupies space. Inflate them equally and suspend one balloon to the left hand side of a scale and other to the right hand side of the scale. Now students, please follow the mouse cursor. You can see one balloon is here and another balloon is here. Now if the balloons were equally inflated, they contain equal amount of air, so the scale is balanced. You can see the balance. This is the balance horizontal position. Now puncture one balloon. This left hand side balloon was punctured, so it contains no air. No air means less volume and less weight. Now check this. This is not punctured, full balloon, so it contains air also. Now what we observe? We observe that the balance or the scale tilt to this right hand side. It means it has more weight. What actually it proves? It proves that air also has mass. It means air and balloon mass was greater than the single balloon mass. Students, we will go to activity number 4. Take a plastic bottle, push a deflated balloon into it and stretch the open end of balloon over bottle's neck. Now blow and try to inflate the balloon. What do you observe? You can see this is the figure in left hand side of the screen. Now we can see the space inside the bottle is occupied the air and there is no space left for the balloon to be inflated. It means that air is invisible, although but it occupies space and it has mass also. We will come to this box. A body that weighs 6 Newton. This capital N means Newton. Newton. This is unit of mass. A body that weighs 8 Newton on Earth will weight only 1 Newton on the moon. This is the fact. Now why this happens? Because acceleration due to gravity on moon is nearly 1/6 of the acceleration due to gravity on the Earth. N is the symbol of Newton, which is a standard unit of force or weight. It is named after Sir Isaac Newton, a famous scientist, in recognition of work in classical mechanics, that is physics. Now this is question number 2 in the text box question. Mass and weight are different types of things. Mass is quantity of matter and weight is the force with which the earth pulls a body towards itself. The mass of a body does not change, but weight changes from place to place. Another point, composition and characteristics of matter. Now you all know that all substances are made up of matter, but what is matter itself made up of? To understand this, let us go to this activity number 5. Activity number 5 is in the right hand side of your screen. Take a sheet of paper, tear it into half sheet, fold that half sheet and again tear it. Repeat this until a very small piece of paper is obtained. Now try to get even smaller bits of paper from that smaller piece. Each time you will notice that there is no change in appearance and property of the paper. By looking at the bits of paper, you can clearly understand that bigger bit was a paper, a smaller piece also paper. You can see this is bigger paper and this is half paper, this is quarter paper, this is small bits of paper. But all are paper. Hence we can conclude that a paper, a kind of matter which is made up of tiny particle, exhibit all the properties of paper. It means this bigger paper will be similar to this smaller bits of paper. So matter is made up of extremely small particles called atom. Now look at this right hand side note box. Earlier it was thought that all kinds of matter were made up of air, water, sky, earth and fire. Later on Kannada was a rishi or a discoverer, which is called sadhu or philosopher in Hindi. This was Indian philosopher, and then English scientist John Dalton, English scientist, proposed that all kinds of matter are made up of atom. So we can define atom as an atom is the smallest possible unit of matter that exhibit all the properties of that matter. Atoms usually do not have independent existence, therefore they combine with another atom to form bigger particle, that is called molecule. Now go to another point. We will see next point, the definition of molecule. As we have seen that atom is the smallest part and more atom combines to form a molecule. Children, please look at left hand side of your screen. Here is the definition of molecule. A molecule is the smallest unit of matter which exhibit all the properties of that kind of matter. Now it has also independent existence. It means this is the difference between atom and molecule. Atom can have independent existence or no independent existence, but molecule certainly have independent existence. Molecules are bigger than atom. However, both the particles are very small, too small to be seen through our eyes or general microscope. A molecule can be formed by two types, means similar atom combined to form molecule or a different atom combined to form molecule. For example, let us see this left hand side example. Now you can see this yellow figure, the round shape. This is hydrogen atom, this is hydrogen atom. Two hydrogen atom combines here to form a hydrogen molecule. You can see this is a nitrogen atom, this is second nitrogen atom. Two nitrogen atom combines to form a nitrogen molecule. Now take us another example. This is an example of water molecule. Children, please see. This is one hydrogen atom, this is another hydrogen atom, this is oxygen atom. Now 1 and 1. Two hydrogen atom combines with one oxygen metal to form water molecule. The formula of water molecule will be H2O. Now take another example. This is oxygen atom, this is another oxygen atom, two oxygen atom, this is one carbon atom. They form carbon dioxide molecule. You can see one carbon and two oxygen. It means formula will be CO2. Now students, please check these characteristics of particle of matter. Characteristics means property. Students, please memorize it, revise it. Now let's remind you one thing. You can pause the video, you can play the video as many times as you can. You can forward, you can go to backward, and try to see this video at least 3-4 times so that you can properly understand all the things. So let's start with properties of matter. Properties of matter can be explained on the basis of arrangements of molecules and atoms. Now, first point, particle of matter have a space between them. This space is called interparticular space or intermolecular space. This can be proved by this activity number 6. Students, right hand side, please check the mouse cursor. I am highlighting this mouse cursor with a yellow color so that you can quickly go to the point where I am trying to locate this. Take half a glass of water, dip a spoon in it. What do you observe? The water level rises. Indicates that spoon occupies space. Now remove the space. We will see water level comes to original level. Now add a spoon of sugar to it and stir well. The sugar dissolves in it. Sugar disappears, but the level of water in the glass does not rise. It means volume of water was present there, and we will see that there is no increase in water level. Why? Initially you can see, students, please check here, this is the water level, and after pouring some spoon, water level rises to little bit. But if we have kept the sugar particle, the water level remains the same. You can see here. This is the same. Why? Because there were gaps in the water molecules and sugar particle perfectly fits into the particular gap. Students, we will try to get some points, but be remember that if a matter is present there and if there is bigger gap, then a smaller particle can fit into that particular gap.